Welcome to the bold analysis. There are two things I normally insist on in this channel. Number one, don't ever dream of one day the price of Wonga dropping to 70 shillings that William Samoei Ruto promised you on top of the car while campaigning. Number two, Kenya Kwanza should or must stop attacking Uhuru Kenyatta that he did not lower the price of electricity token. In fact, that's why I normally say, don't expect that at one point the cost of energy will go down. The more as we move, as the months move, as we head towards 2024, in 2025, adjust your belt. That price will not go down. And in this video, I want to show you why. The problem we've always have in this country is not that we don't have solutions, but as someone said, we just have hyenas. Before anything is done, when someone comes into office, they normally ask themselves, what is in it for me? Let me spare you that question. One of our subscribers here asked me a question that I could not answer. He asked me, Kevin, if Kenya Power has been making losses the way we are told or the way we are seeing, but how comes the largest shareholder is Ndindi Nyoro? Which, if you ask me, I don't think Ndindi Nyoro is the largest shareholder. Ndindi Nyoro is just a proxy. The big man is the person there. Who is Ndindi Nyoro? Ndindi Nyoro was from CDF to an MP. I don't think he has that. Some of these things you just don't come from nowhere and get it. If you ask me, maybe the big man is Ndindi Nyoro is just the name, but there is the big man behind it. So he asked me, Kevin, if Ndindi Nyoros are the biggest shareholders, but this company is making losses, do you want to tell me that they are ready to make losses? If that would be it, they would have reduced their shares there. If really they're not collecting profits. By the way, people who understand that aspect can help us. Kidogo too. I can give you, can get time, sit next to me here, so that we talk, really, we try to debunk. I'm so much interested into that. If I want you to listen to this MP, Machakos MP, trying to break it down, what exactly is happening. And that's why I'm telling you, in this country, we just a den of hyenas.
She took us through KenGen, Kentraco, and KPLC. And what has come out clearly is that KPLC is no longer interested in serving the citizens and giving power to its citizens and to the nation, but it has just become a rotten den where cartels have taken control. How on earth does KPLC buy power from KenGen at 5 shillings and sell it to its suppliers at 23 shillings? The same KPLC goes ahead and signs some agreements with the IPPS to sell, to buy power from them at 52 shillings. Surely. And then there is an agreement. There is a clause in this agreement where I think I understood it's a take or buy. Whether you buy the electricity or the power, you still have to pay for this power. Yet KenGen is supplying power at 5 shillings, and we are not exhausting the power at KenGen. It shows that there are cartels that are controlling Kenya Power, and this has to come to an end, because power is a commodity which is of utmost need for our citizens, for our hospitals, for the industries, and also for the investors that want to come to invest in our country. Power is one of the few items that they will check on the cost of power in the country. So how long will we suffer?
On what exactly is happening? You know, in this country, Bodo, the gentleman from Nangata, once said that everybody, this country should be disbanded, and everybody to go home. I don't know that he meant everybody to go to Ushago, but yeah, it's not a laughing matter. You know, we're in a situation where things really happen, and I want to tell you a bit of the problem. The reason why Ndindi Nyoro and the young politicians that are around William Ruto, they do not want to hear of other people. In fact, they're not scared. They're not thinking. I can tell Mount Kenya people who are in this, the Mount Kenya business people who are in this channel. We have quite a number. The UDA Mount Kenya leaders are not interested in the fact that you guys, maybe there are disruptions. Ndindi Nyoro, Kimani Chungwa, Rigathi Gachagua, and that team, they are not interested in you that you're losing, that you cannot work because there are protests. They're not interested in it. The same way I said that, and I said, and it came to happen, I said that the Nyamakima traders will be left there. The leaders are not interested in their problems. In the wake of this matter going on, from what we are reading, we just have a bunch of leaders that are just protecting their own interests. And they just want to be within the comfort. And it's not just them. Even William Ruto, when President Ruto tells you that handshake was bad, it destroyed the economy, that's not it. That's not it. Handshake did not destroy the economy. And William Ruto is not talking about it in the context of handshake. And that's why he's saying, I don't even want to appoint opposition people in government, although he's appointing them. You see, the world that is being created is a world that is created, is being put there so that people can have a safe space for themselves. I don't know what we're going to do with that information. That's it. We just want a safe space for us as leaders. That to me is what it is. In fact, you know, in Parliament, the oversight role is not meant for the minority side, it's for both. The National Assembly, whether minority or majority, your work is supposed to be oversight. They're not going to do it. Secondly, if William Ruto is not careful, those who will sink his agenda, if by any chance he has any, are those people around him. From what I'm seeing, our taxation regime and policy reversals, if President William Ruto is not careful, they will be informed by an ill-ambitious plan for people to fatten themselves. Yes. Let me tell you. When Uhuru Kenyatta brought the fuel subsidy, it was in the wake of COVID. And it was led by coincidence that, okay, Kenyans are struggling, there was a problem of fuel, and of course, the economy is just trying to pick up. So he brought it up from informed by the intelligence. By then there was even a subsidy for electricity, for your information. And when he brought in the electricity subsidy, is because he had realized that there was a problem. By the problem contracts, the cost in which Kenya Power buys power from the other power plants is high. And it is locked up in very ridiculous contracts. If you've been following up, you'll realize that the contracts are very long. range contracts, and they're buying it at a very ridiculous price. And that's why it translates to a high cost of electricity to the consumers. But then the new tariff is taking effect on 1st April. So they're adding it. 1st April, the figure is going to be improved upwards. And when Uhuru realized there was even a task force, by then there was a task force that was formed, and when he realized that this thing is not going to be solved immediately, he brought in the subsidy, the electricity subsidy as a contingency. And the bill, let me tell you, we have been saying about subsidy ya mwezi ilienda, subsidy ya fuel ilienda. No one is talking about the electricity subsidy. Did it go? Did it help? We need to revisit. Did it help? It helped. So from what I see, because people are already having interests, and they are competitive interests, those who are in Kenya power are the people that are in power. The same thing into what Matebe was telling William Ruto, that the same people you seated with there about bandits, those are the people that are sponsoring those bandits. I was just reading, there was a story that was done by Nation, very saddening one, that while our soldiers are planning to attack some area, there is a security officer that is coordinating with the said bandits. And then they are strategizing and planning themselves in it. Then I was like, that's why that exercise is an exercise in futility. In fact, there is nothing our soldiers are doing there. So looking at what is happening, if ourselves we are making such blunders, do we really mean well? I can tell you that it is comfortable to flout and brag in public that William Ruto cannot be moved, that William Ruto, I don't know, ni chuma ya moshi, is it chuma ya reli? It is comfortable and politically right for people to yell and celebrate because of political alienation. But remember, when the cost of token is high, it will not select that you are UDA, Azimio, or what, to be universal. At the end of the day, kila mtu analia. You sit comfortable. You don't want to ask questions. You want to, our person, you want to praise. This is our person. But when things go south, all of us are in it. The leader that you chose, and the leaders that you guys chose, you'd made the blunders. You don't have a recall course, but it is about who is going to be the next dynasty. That's what is going on. You see, Uhuru Kenyatta dynasty is being fought in Mount Kenya. Between the next 5 or so years, people will be talking about another dynasty somewhere. Because according to me, dynasty is just amount of money that you have. And again, if you can protect it with power. Let's meet tomorrow.